Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. I'm Shan.
And I'm Kelly.
It was Kelly's pick.
Hot Mess Express? What?
Might as well call it what it is. It was Kelly's pick again, and she went with Mindhunters from 2004, directed by Rennie Harlan, about some FBI profilers who are on a training mission on an island, and they start getting picked off one by one in a variety of intricate traps, I guess you'd call them. So, Kelly, why'd you pick this movie?
Okay, for one, I love this movie. I remember the first time I watched it, I think I rented it, and I was like totally obsessed with it. So I only had a certain amount of time with it, and I was like, okay. So I watched it as many times as I could, and then that wasn't enough for me, so I recorded sound bites off of the movie.
What was the main draw for you?
I don't know. I mean, okay, I probably rented it, of course, because of the cast. Because I love Christian Slater. And, you know, he wasn't in the movie that much, but... yeah, that's probably why I rented it in the first place. I mean, it's got a lot of great actors. What is his name? Johnny Lee Miller? Is that his name? LL Cool J, and a bunch of other people I can't name names because I can't remember, but I've seen them on a lot of different stuff. The girl from Cold Case. I just want to call her Sarah, but I know that's not her name because that's her character's name. Yeah, I'm doing so good.
Catherine Morris. I'm assuming
that's her. So yeah, I really love the cast. This kind of reminds me, though this is before I actually watched Criminal Minds, but this kind of reminds me of Criminal Minds in a way. That, and it's kind of a slasher type in a way. Killer movie. Reminds me of CSI in a way. All the FBI kind of stuff, and, you know, the forensics of it all, and... that's kind of fun. Like I said, great cast. I love how they interact and play with each other. There's just so many people in this movie. Even though it's a small cast, it's a good cast. You know, because they're confounded on an island together. So it's, you know, not like there's a bunch of extras and this and that. So, but it's really good. I love this movie. I'm just obsessed with it for some reason. I hadn't watched it in a while, so this was fun to watch again, you know. Anyways.
I did. I don't remember liking it that much. I remembered, like, a couple of the deaths, and that's all I remembered. I didn't remember who was in it or anything. But it was really fun to watch this time. Like you said, it does have kind of the feel of one of those crime shows, which, I mean, you've got people in the cast that went on to do crime shows, because, let's see, Johnny Lee Miller was on Elementary, Catherine Morris, I'm assuming that's her name, she was on Cold Case. Of course, I know her from this episode of Xena where she stole Gabrielle away from Xena, so... I mean, I watched Cold Case too, but LL Cool J,
yeah.
From NCIS Los Angeles. Ooh, he was looking good in this too.
Mm-hmm. And he's a great comic relief too, as well. I mean, they all do some comedy, but he's always good as a comic relief.
And it's got that kind of premise where it's a bunch of people trapped somewhere, and they kind of have to. They kind of all suspect each other, but they kind of have to work together. And they're getting picked off one by one. So I liked that. The music was really good.
Oh, yes. I always love music.
Very, like orchestra type, that kind of score. But then it's also got, kind of the more modern, like you would have on a crime TV show.
Right. That's what I was thinking, CSI.
like you said, I really like the setting of the island, and it's like basically like a little kind of ghost town, because it's what the FBI, I guess, uses for training. So you've got like the target people that pop up and everything, and
that's really cool.
they had like a whole crime lab in there.
I guess also the Navy uses it too, is what he was saying. Oh, and it really is like a ghost town, but it's funny. There's all these cats everywhere. Like, it's a cat island as well. I thought that was funny. Though I do not like the cat that ends up getting killed and strung up.
It focused on that a little too long.
Yes. That was like, no, not the kitty.
And then, like, the way everybody dies, it's like they each have a weakness or something, and then their death is kind of tied to that. So that kind of reminded me of, like, like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Because I think that's, well, maybe not, I don't remember 2 that well, but that's kind of like where it started doing the, everybody has a thing, and then that's the way they die. Val Kilmer had a small part.
Small part. I always love some Val Kilmer. though the him getting strung up, it does not look like him at all. It looks very scary and ugly looking. And like you said, kind of a mannequin type looking.
But I did like the whodunit element to it.
Yes.
I didn't guess who was behind it.
I know the first time I watched it, I didn't guess, which, now I know. So this time around, I knew who it was, So it's like, then it's like once you kind of start looking for the little tidbits that might have said this was the person. And there was some there, but also, it was also in there to kind of, throw you off. Like, because it was throwing each other off, Like, there was a part where, which I remember I recorded this because I remember listening to it all the time, where they're going to the boat and it blows up and the guy pulls out the gun and somebody's like, did he just pull a gun out his ass? And Johnny Lee Miller's character is like, we weren't supposed to bring weapons. I'm like, well, there's a clear sign. Oh. I didn't even think about it at the time, but it's like little things, that could possibly say, hey, he could be the one because he didn't want other folks to have weapons, even though there was a whole locker room full of them.
And I wasn't even really trying to guess who it was. I mean, it's interesting enough just, them trying to figure out how to get out of there and who's going to be next.
Right, and how it's going to happen, and, and them just thinking each other and constantly, like, pulling guns at each other, and it's like, oh my gosh, you need to stop doing that. I actually would think this would make a great, like, TV show as well, in a way. Like, not everybody, because this was like a short, condensed, but like something that is drawn out, some person, because I like the whole idea of a killer joining the FBI profilers to profile them and have, them as their next victim, like make it more, what am I trying to say? It was getting dull and, him not getting caught and everything, so he was trying to up the game and feel that high, I guess, that they have from killing somebody. But I would like to see that kind of drawn out in a TV show, whereas you get to maybe not right off the bat, but maybe along the way find out that this person is the killer, but they're investigating all these, like, murders, and then, maybe the people in the FBI start getting knocked off or something. That might be interesting. I don't know. I would watch it because I'm really into that kind of stuff. FBI and killers and...
Well, let's talk about some of the deaths. Like, what was the most memorable one for you?
Well, the one that always sticks out to me is Christian Slater's death, because I did not see that coming, didn't expect it, And it is kind of gruesome in a way. I mean, it's a trap, and it's clearly set up like a like a mastermind. I mean, just the preparation alone that he had to put into this stuff. Like, it's like, how much time did he have to do all this? Without anybody seeing, did he go there before everybody else did and set some of this up? Because I know there was at one point where they were knocked out by the cup of coffee or whatever, and he had that a little amount of time, I don't know how long that was, to set up some stuff. But this first one, when did he have time to set that up? I mean, there's dominoes being knocked over, and a ball has to hit this and knock over the, oh, what do you call that stuff? The, that freezing stuff.
Liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, the liquid. Look, my brain ain't working. The liquid nitrogen, to be able to knock that off, to everything to be set up and done just right. I'm like, how would you even know? You know, he was a genius. But that one always got me because, you know, he can't move. He's already frozen. He just falls over and falls apart. Like, that is just crazy.
Yeah, and you definitely don't expect him, because you kind of expect him to be the star, or
Yeah.
at least one of the...
I know. I mean, that was totally unexpected, and he was probably the main reason I'd rented the movie at the time, and then I was probably like, what? No!
And then the other one that stands out to me was the girl with the cigarette.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Those were the two I remembered.
Yeah, because she just, like, it's a habit, you know, and she just recently broke the habit. Not very many, like 4 days or something prior to, I guess, going there or whatever. And then it's like timing. Perfect timing. How does he even know? You know, all the machines dropped a pack of cigarette all over that place. Just one pack of cigarette. So he had all these, I guess, contaminated cigarettes.
One pack of cigarettes.
Cigarettes.
You can tell you're not a smoker.
I'm not a smoker. One pack of cigarettes all over. But I mean, think about how many he had to go through, and he had to contaminate every single one of those packs and every single one of those cigarettes, not knowing which one she's going to pull out of the pack. You know, I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, it had to be something that was heat activated, because otherwise it would just eat through the package.
Right. It's so crazy how that all, I'm like, whoa.
Of course, it's a movie. I guess it don't
Yeah,
have to
it
make sense.
It
But
don't have to make sense, but man, that was a lot of preparation he had to do, and just sometimes it had my mind running. And to be able, he killed Val Kilmer's character and 2 FBI agents, and had all that set up, plus, you know, had time to film him getting killed, to replay a message later on, set on a timer. Everything, I guess, is set on timers, because he was obsessed with time, which ended up being the cool thing of how she got him being obsessed. That was his weakness, was time. I thought that was interesting too.
the other sequence I really liked was the one with the water, like the guy in the wheelchair and LL Cool J, and you know the lights start falling down, so they're going to get electrocuted.
And you think, oh my gosh, he's a goner.
That one was really suspenseful. You know, plus you get to see LL Cool J.
Ooh.
Just
Muscly.
and then the fight scene at the end was, you know, pretty good. Of course, it's, you know, a Rennie Harlan movie. He's pretty good at the action stuff, I think. So,
I mean, it's just so interesting that everybody had their weaknesses and that everything was set up for each. I mean, I don't know how long they had been together for him to profile all that, you know. They probably talked about this kind of stuff, but for him to set everything up and profile it and just to know who was going to get what. And like you said, the one with the water and the lights, that was meant for, I guess, the guy in the wheelchair. Because he didn't know that LL Cool J was going to be there. So maybe it was meant for him. And then, there was 2 traps. because the other part was the turning off of the water and then having the arrows go into that guy's, which I guess he was Mr. Fix-It or whatever. And of course there was another sign. He did say turn off the water. Of course, she's like, well, you were the one that said turn off the water.
So, what would you rate this movie out of 5?
Out of 5. A 4.7.
Oh. I gotta change my answer then. Oh, no I don't. No I don't. I would give it 3.75 acid lace cigarettes.
Ooh, acid lace cigarettes.
I did really enjoy it, but it's not one I want to rewatch. Really.
And it's my obsessive one.
Anyway, I guess that's it for this one. So thanks for watching, and until next time.
Bye-bye.